Alright, so we're going to talk about whiplash today. I've got Scully here with us to give a little bit of a demonstration. So a few things that we often feel or find that our patients complain about are stiffness, decreased range of motion and movement, and neck pain. Those would be, I'd say, the top three. So just not being allowed to move the head as freely as you normally would. Headaches are often associated, so we'll go into that a little bit more in detail in a minute, as well as arm, shoulder, upper back pain that can also be present with this. Again, we'll talk a little bit as to why that happens. First, let's look at these two images here. So we have hyperextension and hyperflexion. So hyperextension is when the head gets shot back really fast, really suddenly due to that impact. Hyperflexion is when the head goes forward really fast, again, with that impact that happens. So you can think of it as everything when you're going back like this gets really squished in the back, stuff gets tight, and you might get some discomfort in through the front. Or same thing going forward, things are getting compressed in through here and things are stretching on the back of the neck. So things that we would want to address with that. This picture just right underneath shows the base of the skull, the spine, and then this triangular piece. You might be wondering what that is. So ideally we're going base of skull, length of that whole spine, and then down to the sacrum. Because even though the point of impact, or maybe the point where you feel your most discomfort is up here, it can have repercussions all the way down to the sacrum, towards the hips in the low back as well. So that would be an explanation for why you get some arm, shoulder, or upper back pain, is because essentially you're affecting that whole system by crunching it or extending it in some way. Next, we'll kind of look at the cervical spine here. So that is your neck. So we have 7 vertebrae there as shown here. But there's a couple important muscles that I want to go over. So we have rectus capitis posterior minor, and we have rectus capitis posterior major. So essentially what those are, or we'll call them RCPM for short, is they attach from here, which is a point on the skull called your occiput, and then they attach down into the first 1 to 2 vertebrae of the neck here. So you have the minor that goes here, and then you have the major that goes just beside it. So if you can think about it, they're either the ones getting super crunched up or stretched first when that point of impact happens. What we can also rename them is the RCPM, or RCMP, pardon. So they will essentially tell you what the bad guy is, and will tell you where along the spine we need to work. So that's more of an assessment tool for myself as a therapist, but I want to go through a few exercises to help with relieving some of that muscle tension and also help getting the neck moving better. So we'll go through a few of those right away here. So what I want to start with is called a chin tuck. So how I like to do this one is either on the ground, or I'll demonstrate it on my table here. It's got a lot more resistance than your normal bed, so I wouldn't suggest you doing it on the bed. But what it essentially will do is we'll stretch those suboccipital muscles that we just talked about and help give a little bit of range for you. So I'm gonna lay here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll so that I form a double chin. And so we're going to hold that position for about 5 to 10 seconds. And you come back out of it. And then you roll back into it. Doing about 1 set of 10 for this. We don't want to do much more than that, because sometimes the muscles in the front of the neck tends to not respond very well with that. You can sometimes get a little bit nauseous, so go very easy on this one. The reason I like to do it on the ground or on this table here is so that we're not working with a different range of motion. If you think about it, if you're just gonna make a double chin, you're pushing the head back. With this one, we want to roll nice and evenly. So on the ground helps keep a nice cue for you to make sure that the back of the head is on the ground. All right, now we're gonna work on the upper neck to try and get it moving, because like we talked about, those suboccipital muscles attach to the first and second vertebrae. So we wanna make sure that they're moving really well, because if they're not, they're gonna put a little bit of extra strain, stress on a lot of arteries and a lot of nerves and a lot of veins, which we don't want. We wanna make sure that that area is moving very well. So what I normally do is you find where the jaw is, and I come slightly below that. And I like to do this one with my fingers just underneath the jaw. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna shift the head from side to side. And you're gonna do about 10 to 15 of those, shifting side to side, trying not to like rotate into it as well. You just want that shin portion, okay? Now we're gonna go through one of the muscles that attaches to the bottom of the head here, to the top of the inner part of your shoulder blade. So what I'm gonna do is place a couple fingers right in through here, and you're applying a small light pressure there. I would do it with your opposite hand. And then you're gonna side bend the head away, and then you're gonna rotate down to look at the armpit and flex the head forward. So side bend, rotate, and then flex, and then you come out of that. I would say about 15 to 20 as tolerable. Okay, now we're gonna address that length of the spine. So you'll need to find a spot on the wall. I've picked my ribbon wall here today. So you're gonna have the legs straight out in front of you, feet up, and then you're gonna slowly roll the chin down, and we're looking to feel a light to moderate stretch. And then holding in that position for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then you come down, up into it again. The light to moderate stretch, if you feel that right as you do the chin tuck, stop there. If you can get further and get more towards the chest, that's good too, but only go with where your tolerance is. So I would say do about 10 to 15 of these just to get everything moving down the length of the spine, because like we talked about, it can be